Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am live today so that we can talk about this Strawberry Supermoon, which is absolutely incredible. The energy has been extremely present lately. I don't know if you guys have been feeling it, but I know I've been feeling it for sure. This energy of this full moon, this Strawberry Supermoon, is incredible, and it's really time to intentionally utilize the power of this strawberry full moon. So I randomly decided to go live today instead of posting a video, just a pre recorded video, because the energy is so heavy. And I want to talk about it, how this full moon is really about to shift our lives, and especially for the next few months. So let's see. How is this full moon affecting us? Feel free to comment in the chat. I can also answer some questions as well today. Yeah, okay, so we've already got the energy of angel number 3 highly present. It's so funny because I said that before I put this card down. But I saw it in this card and I was like, 3 has been a heavy number during this. Hi Destiny, how are you? 3 has been a huge number during this transformation. I want to say this year overall, it's been a huge transformation. And 3 is just saying you have guided support, you have ancestors, angels that are here guiding you through this journey. So go ahead and give your gratitude to those ancestors, those of light supporting you throughout this journey. Hi, Aisha. How are you? I hope I said your name right. So, threes, let's talk about these threes. The Empress. All right. Time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. So, this strawberry supermoon, this Sagittarius full moon is really asking us those questions of how can we allow ourselves to be free? How can we allow ourselves to step into our own royal abilities, our special abilities that we have? And how can we put them towards creating success in our lives? So, if you have a journal, go ahead and write down how can I create success in my life. Destiny says, I've been seeing threes like crazy. Yes, 3 has been a heavy energy this year and especially the last few months, like for real. Threes have been showing up just to show you and reveal to you you have support. Don't forget it. You're protected. So, yes, success that allows for a life of luxury. How can you create that success? Oh, I said it right. Aisha said I said her name right. Okay, good. 3 of Summer says news worth celebrating. So a lot of us are going to graduate. I know I'm personally about to graduate from college. Thank goodness it's been a long journey. Okay. But then I start school as an LMT soon as well. So, the journey always starts over. There's an ending of a journey and then there's a new journey. What new journeys are you taking, and what journeys are you ending? Are you going back to school? Are you having a newborn? What are you experiencing right now? And how can you celebrate those things, those accomplishments that you're making right now? Announcements such as weddings, graduations, or births. I actually didn't see that it said this, but I could feel the energy of it. And friends that you cherish. So how can you welcome more friends and loved ones into your life? I think that this moon is really trying to make things sweet. Like when you think of a strawberry, you think of natural sugars, very sweet, beautiful, bright, and vibrant. How can you add those qualities into your life and express them within yourself? When you're in a space around friends, how can you kind of shift the energy and feel more sweet and allow yourself to be loved by these people in your life? How can you allow yourself to be vibrant in your life? How can you express more of yourself? So that's what we're thinking right now during the super moon. I kind of want to say we're looking under like a magnifying glass at ourselves and saying, I want to highlight more of this of myself. Instead of always focusing on qualities that I see as negative, how can I turn these weaknesses into strengths? How can I make the best parts of me be shown more often rather than hidden? Because you are absolutely amazing. You're phenomenal. And people deserve to see how amazing you are. And you deserve to see how amazing you are as well. So, another thing I want us to focus on this Sagittarius full moon is how can we stop stagnation in our lives? How can we start moving things forward instead of keeping them so stagnant? So, if there's something in your life and you've been looking forward to progress, how can you take that energy and turn it into progress. Not waiting for somebody to find a solution for you, not waiting for the problem to get out of hand before you fix it. But how can you look at something in your life that feels stagnant or stuck and add to it? Is this moon good for manifesting? Absolutely. This moon is extremely powerful for manifesting. I actually have a manifestation circle that I'm doing. If you guys have kept up with me, if you're maybe a subscriber to my website or something, you know that I do kind of like these full moon gatherings where we can manifest collectively. And it allows you to focus on the specific intentions of this moon. So this moon is specifically saying, how can you move forward? How can you be sweeter or enjoy the sweeter things of life? Those are the type of things we would talk about and manifest during this full moon. So yes, it's absolutely amazing to manifest during this full moon. That was a great question, Destiny. And a way you can do that is by being artistic, is by being creative, because this Sagittarius full moon is focusing on fun things. So how can you manifest in a fun way? Is that making a vision board or doing a coloring of something? What does that look like for you? Is it dancing and thinking about the things that make you feel happy? Is it listening to music? Whatever those things are, immerse yourself into those things that feel good for you, because that is what this moon is focusing on, feeling good. Also, embrace all of your mistakes. That's a huge sign that I'm getting as well. Aisha says, thanks for that question. Yeah, that was a great question. A time to give rather than take. Okay, so this comes in the form of gratitude. Continuing to give gratitude to the people in your life. Thank you for offering me this love. A lot of us feel like we want more, 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 more. And that's us asking from the universe as well. But have we really taken the time to thank the universe, thank God, thank the divine for all that we have in our lives? Because that is when we realize, wow, I have a lot of what I asked for back then, and I've yet to sit down and give gratitude for it. So while you're manifesting, also be giving gratitude to what you already have so that you can enhance it as well. Step out of your comfort zone. That's another card we got. Step out of your comfort zone. It's time to really do some random stuff. All right. In the next few months, I want to see a lot of us taking calculated risk, saying, well, this is what I want in my life. Like, I want to go to California. How am I going to make this happen? Let me enter this random tournament to see if I can win money to go to California. Like, just do very random things that are exciting and really embrace that exciting, spontaneous part of yourself. That's a huge part of this moon period. And really diving deep into our intuition. What do I want? How can I get there? Not even really asking yourself how you can get there, but the steps that you can take to get yourself there. So, what steps can you take to improve your life? Or what steps can you take to make your life more exciting? Because that is what this moon is about, making things more exciting and more happy for us. A lot of us really focus on the things that are not going right, and that's healthy, that is good, because you want to figure out solutions to problems. However, focus on the things that are going right. Really highlight those things that are going right in your life, that are flowing properly, that you don't feel stagnant in, and give thanks to that and gratitude to that. There's a lot of cycles ending as well. Let's see what's happening here. It says bring love into the situation. So giving more love to yourself and giving more love to others. I just got out of a session with a client and I was saying, let yourself be hugged more often. So let yourself as well be hugged more often, because this is a great time to embrace love. Embrace is like the big theme too of this full moon. It's saying embrace your mistakes, embrace your faults, embrace your personality, embrace your self-love, embrace yourself, embrace everything, every single thing. Even if you see it as a flaw, embrace that as well, because it is going to spark something so amazing that you are not going to regret that you finally faced all of these things. It's going to be an amazing experience. So bring love into the situation. Your hard work is paying off. So congratulations to all of you who have been putting the work in. It's Saturn retrograde. So we're getting back the work that we put out into the world. We're getting that back in. So this is really, really powerful. So Saturn's working for us. Pluto is in retrograde in Capricorn, I think. So we got a lot of things going and flowing right now. And I think there was like a few months where we didn't have any retrogrades. I can't remember. And things might have been going, but now I feel like these retrogrades are actually helping things flow even more. A lot of people are scared of retrogrades, but I feel like the truth is coming out, more things are being exposed, and we're learning about ourselves more and the things that we want to attract into our lives and how to attract those things. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. I can answer those questions today. Destiny said, I can't wait for this stagnant energy I've been dealing with to finally end. I understand that. Destiny, if you have stagnant energy, kind of look into your chakra, see if you can connect with them. I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I know that a lot of stagnation comes from like chakras being blocked. So see if you can connect to your energy and just see what colors you see, and then look up that color and which chakra it's connected to. That way you can figure out how to get that chakra moving again on your own terms. Or of course, you can book me as well. I do Reiki attunements, and there's other Reiki practitioners around the world that you can book as well. I love energy healing, and I think it's great when people do it at home as well and not just only hire people to do it for them. But diving deep into your energy is such a valuable practice. So practice looking into your energy, saying, okay, what's stagnant? Oh, I see the color orange. That means my sacral chakra is blocked. That means maybe I can eat more orange foods and fruits and listen to, I think it's 369 hertz. I can't really remember right now, but listen to a certain frequency that gets that chakra moving, doing things more creative when it comes to your sacral chakra. So this is how you kind of figure out why you have stagnant energy and where it's coming from, okay? And let's see from the Hero's Journeys deck what we've got here. How are you guys feeling? Have you had any weird dreams? Are you feeling any weird energy, any new energy? One of my clients today said that she, during her Reiki session with me, she felt, unfull, like she felt empty. And then she said the energy transformed into her being empty to dirt being inside of her, which was shocking for me to hear. I've never heard anybody say this. And then she said seeds were planted. That was such a beautiful visualization. I was like, thank you so much for telling me that, because that is how you know your energy is changing. So, what representations of change and transformation are you guys seeing? And how does that play a role in your life? Destiny says, thanks for the advice. I know my solar plexus is always off balance and I need to work on it. Okay, so that's like kind of where you hold a lot of guilt and anxiety and stuff. So kind of see how you can practice letting go of guilt and anxiety, eating more yellow foods such as squash, lemons, putting lemons in your water. Doing a detox would be really good for your solar plexus and overall your mind, body, and spirit. That would really help. But practicing forgiveness for yourself as well, saying, I made these mistakes. And it's funny you said solar plexus, because I feel like that is another chakra that's really highlighted at this time. I think like the lower chakras are really highlighted because we're dealing with so much guilt, shame, anxiety, and like focusing on past mistakes. But right now, this Sagittarius full moon is saying, look at your mistakes, laugh at them, give gratitude for them, and figure out how you can move forward with that. Because that actually can be shifted into good energy, when you make mistakes and stuff. So let's see. What would your higher self do? Angel number 20. So major changes coming, having faith in the process. You are divinity in blue jeans. So what would your higher self do in these situations that you're going to be facing in the next 3 months? Keep asking yourself that. The Sagittarius full moon is telling you to keep this question in the back of your mind. Destiny says, yep, I keep ruminating. I hope I'm saying that right. I never say words right about the past. And that's my problem. Yeah, release that. Like, if you're holding on to it, figure out, why am I holding on to this? Did somebody pass it into my head that I should feel bad about this? And then give yourself grace. Say, I give myself grace. I allow myself to move past this and learn from it. I've made mistakes, but we all do. Embrace those mistakes. Don't be embarrassed about them. Embrace every bit of it. That's the big theme. Like I said earlier, that is the theme of the Sagittarius full moon. Embracing every bit of yourself, having fun, giving yourself grace, loving yourself through the process. And your higher self loves you. So how does your higher self give you love? How can you embrace more love from your higher self? Angel number 2 again. Angel number 2, 3, and 4 are showing up today, okay? So 2 is about having faith, trusting the journey, entering a new journey. 3 is having the support of your ancestors, guides, and those of light. And 4 is about putting in the foundational work so that in the long run you are fulfilled, so that you are filled, fed, and nourished. So the quest, I like this. So it says the quest and then it says the return. Okay. So the quest is saying, take this journey through yourself. Take this new journey of exploring yourself, of exploring the world around you, and exploring who you're becoming. And then the return says, reflect. Reflect on who you are, who you were, and who you do want to become. Own your mastery. So what is your gift that you have? How can you use your gift to navigate through your personal self? How can you use your gift to feed spirit? How can you use your gift to feed others? Right now, and I also feel that a lot of us are kind of gonna go back into ourselves. It's like a personal quarantine where we're purging, we're cleansing our spirit to ourselves, and we're not expecting anybody to help us through it. Nobody has to help us through it, but we're expecting ourselves to go through this cleansing, this detox, and then renewing ourselves before we go out back into the world. So that's what's happening. We are in the hermit phase right now. This is another hermit phase that is completely necessary to the long run of our journey. So imagine yourself being cleansed. What does that look like? What is leaving you and what is being welcomed into you? And embrace every single bit of that journey, because you are worthy of being in alignment with yourself, of being cleared and pure again and feeling like you're pure. A lot of us are stuck, like Destiny said, in the past, or stuck in our mistakes, and we're dwelling on them instead of learning from them. So reflect on your past mistakes that you're still holding on to. Say, what has this taught me? Who has this made me? And who am I choosing to become since I've learned from it? Uh, you get to choose that. You get to decide who you're becoming after you make a mistake. Are you going to be the same person? Are you going to keep feeding this unhealthy thing or this unhealthy version of yourself? Or are you going to start feeding your spirit more often and giving that other part of you grace and saying, I understand why you've made these mistakes now that I've looked at you and I see you from an objective standpoint. And I accept you for the mistakes that you have made, because now I see that you're trying to grow into a better version of yourself. So really reflect on all that you are and all that you're becoming, and ask yourself, how can you learn from where you were? How can you become who you want to be now? And for this manifestation that many of you may be doing, really focus on removing stagnant energy. Let me use my book. I use my book very often. So what we're going to focus on releasing this Sagittarius full moon is we're releasing being irresponsible, not thinking things through, spending money where money shouldn't really be spent, or where we know we don't have it, but we're still spending money there, being conscious about that, speaking our truth. My throat itches right now, so this is definitely telling me that a lot of us are not speaking our truth. I have a lot of clients that I've seen lately too, and they're not speaking their truth. I can feel it in their throat chakra. I can feel this stutter. I can feel this lump in the throat. And it's like, speak up, start speaking up. Because what's happening is you are not feeding yourself when you don't speak your truth. In fact, you are kind of feeding yourself, but you're feeding yourself from other people. Like, you're getting these things fed to you from other people that you didn't necessarily say that you wanted. So be conscious when you're speaking up and speak your truth. Aisha says, you're on point. Thank you so much. So we're releasing being irresponsible and flakiness, like saying we're going to show up somewhere and then not showing up, or showing up late. We're not doing that anymore. We're kind of expelling that. And instead, we're stepping fully into ourselves. And if we don't want to go somewhere, we're just saying we're not going. We're not going to be flaky. I'm not going. I'm not going. Like, I'm just not going to be there. Okay. Be honest about situations. You don't have to deep dive and everything, but you can say, I'm not going. I've made reservations for myself, instead of saying, oh yeah, I'll be there, and then you don't show up and it's like, oh, she's flaky. But no, you're not flaky. You just don't know how to say no sometimes. So be willing to say no, and be willing to see yourself as sacred, and know that everybody can't have access. Everything, you can't be at everything. Like, you have to refill and refuel yourself as well. We're also releasing that need to come off as careless, or I don't really care about that, or saying, girl, I don't care about that, like you do. So being more honest about that, well, yeah, that actually makes me feel sad when you talk to me like that, or when you do things like that, instead of just rolling your eyes and not saying anything at all, or not even showing any emotion at all when things are said to you, when people yell at you or curse at you. Actually being honest, that hurt. Like, I don't like the way you said that to me, or I don't like the way that you handled that. It made me feel this emotion. So being more, I I want to say being more honest about how you feel about things, instead of brushing them off and them not really being brushed off. They're kind of just sitting within inside of you, and they're like just building and building and building and building until you just go psh. So we don't want that. We want you to actually face things as they arise. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're so dramatic," when people like say stuff right away. But no, start saying stuff. Make that your thing. You speak your truth. Make that your thing, and help people realize who you are by speaking up for yourself. Destiny says boundaries. Yes, set those boundaries. Look, I think that was in the last live that I did. I said start setting those boundaries, because people need to know the role they play in your life. And if you don't know what role people play in your life, give yourself a little bit of distance, and then try to figure out, well, what does this person give? What is this person's strengths? What do they provide for me in my life? And then seeing how that plays a role in your life. What do you give that person as well? Kind of reassessing these relationships that we have in our life to see if they're really feeding us at all, or if they're dragging us down. So we're also releasing incompleteness, so not feeling whole. Wow. So that kind of describes how the relationships are in our life as well. If we don't feel fed, why are we here? Is this feeding me? Is this doing anything for me? Is this helping me? Is this helping me to progress in my life? If it's not, reassess the situation. Should you even be there? Should you be giving your attention? Should you be placing value on that place, that person, that thing? Reassessing those things, reassessing your closet. It's as simple as that. Reassessing the clothes you have in your closet. Does this bring value to my life? Does this person bring value to my life? Why am I like giving so much access of myself to this thing or this person? Reassessing that, because this incompleteness, this feeling of not being complete or not being whole, is not where we want to keep going. So this Sagittarius full moon is asking those difficult questions. Why do you participate in this thing being in your life? What value does this bring to your life? And if you can't figure it out, then you need to step back and reassess. Lack of attention. So you're releasing this lack of attention to detail, where you're not really paying attention to things. You're just kind of always flowing. Now, there's a time for flowing, and there's a time for looking at details and saying, okay, this is a sign. And I was ignoring it because I just wanted to be free spirited and just freely flowing. But sometimes you keep getting these signs over and over again, and you kind of ignore them because you're like, I'm just going to flow, just going to flow. But that is not feeding us in the best way at some time. So reassess. Do I need to flow in this situation, or do I need to pay attention to what's being said and what's being done to me? I was also telling someone today that if they feel triggered, and I've been telling people this for a little while, my book is about triggers, trigger control, and trauma responses. And you kind of want to see, when you're triggered by something, why you're triggered by it. Instead of just letting it rise to the surface and you just being angry about it, assess, why am I triggered about this thing? Why am I triggered by something as could be silly, but it's not silly because it's real to you, but something as silly as oatmeal, because the person that used to abuse you ate oatmeal all the time, and you kind of connect those things together. So reassess why you're connecting certain things to trauma or triggers and upsetness and all those things, and kind of see how you can readjust that in your life and change the energy. If something comes up, which things will come up in the next, it'll be for the rest of our lives, but in the next 3 days, a lot of things are going to come up and reveal itself. try to figure out what the feeling is attached to that and why, especially if it is a feeling that doesn't make you feel happy. Why does this make me feel angry? Like, why are hugs uncomfortable for me? Why is kissing uncomfortable for me? Why is thinking about sex uncomfortable for me? Ask yourself those questions and figure out how you can heal those pieces of you, because that's what the Sagittarius full moon is about: reassessing and looking closely into your life and changing the vibe. So, another big thing we're going to be doing is have fun exploring yourself, trying to figure out the lighter pieces of you and how to put them into play. Asking yourself, who do I long to be? How can I become that person? What steps can I do that's going to lead me towards more happiness in my life? And the biggest thing that I was talking about earlier is embracing imperfections, embracing uncertainty, which allows for creativity. So, really being creative at this time and boldly making decisions. So, if you've been on the fence about something, you haven't been able to make a decision, this is the time to make a decision about it. And be completely honest with yourself and the people in your life so that you can emerge into your spirit and stop letting ego take over so much. So, that's the goal. And my task for you all, another question you can ask yourself is, what leap of faith can you take this full moon? Okay, so what risk, what leap of faith can you take to feed your spirit and find fulfillment? What steps can you take? All right, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope that it helped you. And this is just a little idea what this full moon is doing for us. Thank you so much for joining. If you would like to book me for a personal session, I have many of them on my website, linamysticoracle.com, which is in the description. And I will see you guys later, and happy full moon. Bye.